Hello, everybody. We are honored today here in our GE 101 class to have Professor Martin with us, and she's going to speak with us about the writing process. She's going to give us some tips and strategies for writing, and we just want to thank her for being willing to share her time and her expertise in this area. And thank you, Dr. Martin.
I'm happy to be here. It is a privilege and an honor to be invited to your class. Writing process. We know about writing process. We know, all of us know, that when you get a task, a writing task, that you think, I want it over with. I want to fill up 1 page, 2 page, 3 page, 8, 10 pages, whatever the assignment is. I want to go from the task to the finished product, right? And we're done, right? But that's not how it works. Writing is a process, and the very first thing, I'm going to give you 7 steps to the writing process, and then when I finish with this, you all will be expert writers. Never have any problem with your writing again. So you want to pay close attention. Seems though sometimes people do forget. All right, 7 steps to the writing process, okay? The first one, what's the task? What am I being asked to do, okay? Because if you don't have that right, you're going to end up with bad paper. I don't care if you get all the grammar correct, the punctuation, if you don't fulfill the assignment, then your paper will not be a good paper. I'm going to give you an example of my women's studies paper assignment. And I'm not giving you a copy of this, but this is what I gave my students. All right, I'm just going to read it to you, and you'll get assignments like this. I know you will when you're asked to write papers. Comparison and contrast. That's what I've got up at the top. So we're going to compare how things are alike and talk about how things are different. Now, my women's studies class has watched a film and they have read a novel. And so I'm asking them, here's what they're asked to do. In approximately 3 pages, typed, double space, compare and contrast Edna. Edna is the main character from the novel, The Awakening, and Ada from The Awakening and the Piano. So there's what they need to do. Then I tell them there are many ways to approach this task because these characters are very complex. Of course, you will want to closely examine each individual character. You might also examine symbolic images. In this particular situation, there's music, there's water, there's 19th century clothing, and I give them those suggestions. The role of the husbands and or lovers, because both these women have both husbands and lovers, that's why I'm not so interested in them. And secondary characters, all right? So I'm giving them a lot of information about how to fashion this paper, and this is a complex paper. This is a 200 level college class, okay? Then I say, I'll be happy to look at a draft. Now, if I were teaching writing, English 101 and 102, I would insist on looking at a draft. And probably 2, depending on where we were in the semester. Because I know, from my 100 years of teaching writing, that if you don't insist on looking at a draft, students, I'm sure no one in this class would do this, but some students, other students, okay, they want to take the assignment and go fill up the page and hand it in and go, I'm done. Can't do that when I say I have to look at a draft. Because that means then you have to rewrite. Nobody wants to do it. Okay. I say, please email if you would like help. Then I say, we have a writing center. I'm begging them to get help, you see. All right? And then I tell them how I want to document MLA, parenthetical style, and we won't go into all that kind of stuff because that's really the nuts and bolts, the no-brainer stuff. You just look in the book and do that, but they never do. Remember, this is the way you're being assessed over the section of this course. Write and rewrite. I'm asking them. How many of my 200 level women's studies students do you think came to me with the draft? You want to take a guess? 2. And those 2 happen to be former victims of mine. They had been in English 101 or English 102. All right? Rest of them didn't. So we won't talk about how these papers turned out because it's too early in the morning to discuss that. But I'm giving this class another chance. One of the things I tell them not to do is give me a plot summary. Many of them, I know the works. I want them to analyze them, okay? These people are being forced to rewrite the papers. So, what this class of mine, and they are a good class, I promise you they are really a good class. They come ready to discuss, they've read, they're engaged, but they did not, many of them, take the time to clarify the task. That's number 1. Number 2 is content. That means write it down. The first thing this class had to do was watch the film, which we did in class, read the novel, which we talked about in class. You got to know something. You all may be doing research. You may be writing about personal experiences. Whatever you're doing, just write it down. Don't worry about beginning, middle, and end. Get the content down. But when you do that, you need to be willing to toss something out that doesn't fit, you see. Because right now we're not worried about organization. We're just freeing you up. Write it all down. But you got to be willing to throw some of it away. And you might think, oh, I had this beautiful sentence. I love this sentence. It's the best sentence I ever wrote. But it doesn't fit. It's got nothing to do with really what you're writing about. Your thesis, okay, will come sometimes after you do this. I think of your thesis as the umbrella. And sometimes when you're getting content down, you got an idea, what am I going to write about, okay? And you start writing, and you write, and you write, and you realize most of it's over here. It doesn't really fit. So what do? You rewrite the thesis. Because for many of us, for me, I'm the kind of writer, I don't know what I think until I see what I say. If that makes sense to you. And you have to be willing to explore it in that manner. Okay? So you got this content down, and it's lousy. It's horrible. You know, you just ramble around. So what do you do next? Take a little break. You want to take a break. You want to go away from it. 15 minutes, an hour, 24 hours is best if you plan your life that well. And then you come back, and what do you think you're going to do here? We're going to organize. We're going to organize this content. We're going to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. We can call it an introduction, a development. If you learned in high school that 5-paragraph thing, that's a good place to start. When we get to college level courses, we stretch past that. But that 5-paragraph thing is old. This is old. This is old news. We just don't remember to do it. Okay? Because we want to fill up those pages and go do something else. Watch Oprah or, I don't know, whatever. So go back and get it organized. Beginning, middle, and end. Many times I simply cannot write an introduction until I see the content. And once the content's down, then I can go back and organize and write my introduction. Okay? After you get it organized, and you got to have a little break here, then you want to go back and you want to check your paragraphs. Paragraphs are the building blocks. 3rd grade, we learned to write paragraphs. They're still important. If you can write a good paragraph, you can write a good essay. Okay? How do you know you've got a paragraph? How do we know what a paragraph is?
5 sentences or more.
Maybe. That's a good general rule. But really and truly, a paragraph is a visual break, right? Either by indentation or double space in between. But we want good paragraphs. Okay? We want good paragraphs, and everything in that paragraph has to relate to each other. Now, we have those transitional paragraphs where you kind of help your reader shift. All right? It's like if you ever learn to drive a shift car, you know, you don't do this and let the clutch out and pop the clutch and go from one place to another. All right? You let the clutch out easy and you shift smooth. Sometimes we need a transitional paragraph that does that, but we're not going to talk so much about that. We just need to know they exist. But mostly we're getting our content organized into good paragraphs, and we're going to check each paragraph.